Welcome to What You Missed Today from Voice of Emirates, an AI-powered daily news bulletin where we bring you a concise roundup of the top stories we have covered since this morning. From local, Arab and international news to economy, entertainment, sports and lifestyle. I'm the virtual presenter for Voice of Emirates. Now, let's begin with the highlights of what you may have missed today. A landslide in Japan's Nagano prefecture left around 390 people stranded after damaging the only road leading to the Nakabusa Onsen mountain resort in Azumino. Those affected included hotel guests and hikers staying at mountain facilities. Authorities said no injuries were reported, while one bridge on the access road was swept away. Local police later said a temporary bridge was installed, allowing those who had been stranded to begin leaving the area as officials continued assessing the damage. The Houthis have renewed missile and drone attacks on Yemen's strategic port of Mocha, marking a fresh escalation along the Red Sea coast. Yemeni government forces said air defenses intercepted 6 drones, while 2 ballistic missiles fell into the sea without reaching their targets. The latest assault came less than 24 hours after an earlier attack on Mocha that killed 7 people and wounded dozens. The renewed strikes are raising concerns over further escalation and potential threats to commercial shipping and maritime security in the Red Sea. A new proposal is raising the possibility of Britain returning to the European single market in exchange for a stronger role in Europe's defence and security framework. Under the idea, British companies would regain broader access to European markets, while London would increase its contribution to European defence funding, joint weapons programmes and security projects. However, a return to the single market remains politically sensitive, and the current British government continues to rule it out as part of its post-Brexit reset with Brussels. And from the political news, concerns are growing across the Middle East over reports of expanding assassination and targeted killing lists linked to Nili, an Israeli task force originally established to track people accused of involvement in the October 7th attacks. Reports indicate that a large number of individuals have been identified as potential targets amid intensified intelligence and surveillance operations. Observers warn that continued targeted killings could trigger retaliatory attacks, deepen regional tensions, and widen existing conflicts, particularly in the absence of comprehensive political settlements. Iran's semi-official Mehr news agency has released a short video showing Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei after months of absence from public view. Mehr presented the 13-second clip as newly published footage, but did not disclose when or where it was recorded. However, Al-Ghad TV reported that visual analysis suggests the footage may have been taken from a longer recording broadcast in March, citing similarities in the setting, clothing, and people present. The video therefore leaves continuing questions over Khamenei's current health and whereabouts. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel has rejected the 15-point US-backed plan for Gaza, insisting that Israeli forces will not withdraw until Hamas is fully disarmed. Netanyahu said this must include heavy and light weapons and all other arms, stressing that disarmament must be genuine rather than symbolic. He added that discussions with Washington are continuing despite disagreements, while reaffirming Israel's opposition to the establishment of a Palestinian state. And from the business news, Fitch Ratings says UAE oil production has fully returned to pre-war levels as Middle East supplies continue to recover. The agency expects the global oil market to move back into oversupply, supported by recovering regional production and increased flows through the Strait of Hormuz. Fitch forecasts Brent crude at around $70 a barrel in the fourth quarter, while its average assumption for 2026 stands at $87 per barrel. The outlook points to easing supply pressures as regional energy flows normalize. The Central Bank of Syria says the withdrawal and exchange of old currency notes will continue through authorized Syrian Postal Corporation branches across all governorates. Citizens will not need to travel to the central bank's headquarters in Damascus, as transactions can be completed through designated local postal outlets. The bank says it is also working to increase the number of available centers and strengthen their technical and logistical capacity, aiming to reduce waiting times and make the process easier for citizens nationwide. And what you might missed from the art and entertainment news: Homer's ancient epic, The Odyssey, has returned to the top of US book charts following the blockbuster success of Christopher Nolan's film adaptation. Print sales have surged, with Emily Wilson's English translation among the editions benefiting most from renewed interest. Bookstores and libraries have also reported sharply higher demand, particularly among younger readers. The phenomenon highlights how Nolan's cinematic success has extended beyond theaters, introducing a new generation to one of the foundational works of Western literature. The makers of the Egyptian comedy, Mahmoud Al-Thani, have unveiled a new promotional poster ahead of the film's theatrical release on August 12th. Starring Ahmed Bahar, Kosbara, and Ahmed Ghazi, the story follows two very different men who share the same name. Mahmoud, before an unexpected encounter, sends them into a series of humorous situations and surprising twists. The film also stars Caroline Azmi, Jana Al-Ashkar, and Tamer Hagras, and is directed by Abdelaziz El Nagar. Lebanese star Elissa is preparing for a busy concert schedule, beginning with a performance at U Arena on Egypt's north coast on August 21st as part of the Yala El Sahel events. She will then make her long-awaited return to Australia after nearly 20 years, performing in Melbourne on October 9th and Sydney on October 10th. Meanwhile, Elissa continues work on her upcoming album, collaborating with leading Arab songwriters and composers on a diverse collection of new tracks. We conclude our roundup with the top sports news stories you might have missed. An Egyptian court has ordered football star Mohamed Salah to appear in person on September 6th to take a decisive oath in a civil lawsuit over disputed legal and consultancy fees. The case was filed by lawyer Amr Faragala Morsi Abdel Tawab, who claims he is owed payment for services provided to Salah over several years. The court has not issued a final judgment, and the summons does not establish that Salah owes the claimed fees. Argentine football star Lionel Messi has returned to his hometown of Rosario following the death of his father and longtime agent, Jorge Messi, at the age of 68 after a prolonged illness. Messi traveled from the United States with his family to attend a private farewell ceremony. Jorge played a pivotal role in his son's career, supporting his early development and accompanying him from Argentina to Barcelona, where Lionel began his journey toward becoming one of football's greatest players. That was your roundup of what you may have missed today from Voice of Emirates. For the full stories, visit our website and follow us on social media for the latest updates. Thank you for watching. See you next time.